All right, grab a belt and lie down on your back. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh and pull your knees in towards your chest. And even if you don't need a belt, put a belt around your left leg somewhere. Meaning you could put the belt around the back of your left thigh, or like I'm doing, put it around the front of your left shin, choke up on the belt, and then bring your head and upper back to the floor. Now I'm wanting you to use the belt because I want you to be able to relax the front of your shoulders as you grip your left leg. So adjust your hands on the belt enough that you can create this feeling as if the outer shoulders are moving down towards the floor. A feeling as if the inner borders of the shoulder blades are actually moving in towards the spine or towards each other. But those actions creating this feeling of openness and a little bit of a lift to your chest. So I want your shoulder blades to feel as if they're resting into the floor as maybe not as flat as possible, but as firmly and as relaxed into the floor as they can become, or as supported by the floor as they can become. And once you're able to create that feeling or create that support, feel how the chest somewhat lifts up away from the floor and up towards the chin, actually. Let's do one more full breath here. And then release. Second side. So left ankle over your right thigh. Let's put the belt around the leg, even if you think you don't need it, or even if you typically don't use it, use a belt. But I want you to be able to bend your elbows quite a bit and relax your shoulders down towards the floor. That's why I'm having you use the belt in this pose. So I want you to have this feeling almost as if you're doing like Shavasana in your shoulders, in your chest area. It's almost that feeling. Meaning I want the shoulder blades, go ahead and walk them in a little bit towards each other so they can just rest a little bit flatter into the floor, but also support your upper back. So check in with the front of the shoulders as well as your collarbone area and see if there's tension going on there. And if there is, relax it a little bit and see if you can let the collarbone area widen. Even the inner shoulders widen a bit. Just a few more rounds of breath and keep bringing your awareness to the width of the very top of your chest. And relax your outer shoulders down towards the floor. And then release the pose on the exhale. Wrap the belt around your right foot and stretch your right leg up and stretch your left leg along the floor. To start, let's have the belt in each hand. So one belt in your right hand, or one side of the belt in your right hand, one side of the belt in your left hand, and just do this variation of the reclined big toe pose, Supta Padangusthasana. So even if you usually don't use a belt, use a belt. So you'll see I'm going for a particular theme here, meaning the opening to your chest. So instead of reaching all the way up towards the foot like you typically would in this pose, actually allow more of the belt to, don't choke up as much on the belt. Prioritize relaxing your shoulders into the floor or stabilizing the upper back into the floor as you stretch your legs. So you may need to lift your chest a little bit to walk your shoulders in towards each other. But then the outer shoulders, right where your upper arm bones meet the shoulder blades, allow that area to move down towards the floor. And actually, for this version, actually pull that area down towards the floor a little bit. Now feel that how firm it is, how stable it is in the upper back there, that connection between the floor and your upper back, as well as the connection between your shoulders and the upper back, the shoulder blades in the upper back. Now bring both belts into your left hand and move your right foot to the left about maybe like 6 or 10 inches. So we'll do this in 2 phases. Just move the foot to the left until you feel the back of your right hip start to lift up off the floor, and then just pause there. We'll do a few breaths here. Once you get in that position, go ahead and stretch through your feet a touch more. Reach through your feet, so reach your legs longer. Still maintain that connection between the back of your right shoulder or your right shoulder and the floor. So as we do this, well, in a moment, I'm going to have you twist more. I'm going to have you twist even deeper. As you go into it, though, I want you to prioritize the connection of your upper back in the floor, or let's say the shoulders in the floor. So reach your right arm out to the right, and then twist even more. So rotate even more. Come all the way over onto the outer left hip. But don't let that right shoulder lose too much contact with the floor. So prioritize that feeling that you had in your upper back even as you twist here. Or that feeling of opening that you had in your chest, even in the twist here. Then stretch through your feet, stretch your legs. Come back through center, release that side, and then switch sides. Bring your left leg up, put the belt around it, and just have one belt in the left hand, or one side of the belt in the left hand, one in the right hand. Don't choke up so far on the belt. Let's do a little bit of the opposite of that. And then walk your shoulders in so your upper back is a little more firm, or the shoulder blades are a little more firmly in contact with the floor. And your chest is lifted and open. So the outer shoulders, right where the upper arm bone and the shoulder blades meet each other, actually pull down a little bit. So over accentuate the opening of your chest there. But reach down through your feet and stretch your legs. Now put both belts in your right hand and move your left foot to your right, maybe 6-10 inches. Pause once you feel the back of your left hip start to lift. So just doing more of a IT band or outer upper thigh stretch first. So keep your chest lifted, but then stretch through your feet. So broaden your chest. Then keep twisting. Keep twisting. And twist until you get to that point where your left shoulder, right where you feel your left shoulder start to lift up a little bit, but then you might back off that just a tiny amount to keep the contact between your left shoulder and the floor, and then just park it there, hold steady and breathe. Still keep that feeling of lift and opening of your chest. And then come back through center. Release your left foot all the way down. Put the belt off to the side, sit up, and take your legs wide. So sit in a Upavishta Konasana position, so legs really wide. And if you benefit from sitting up higher here, then please sit up higher. So if you need some lift to get that curvature in the lower back, it would be very beneficial for what we're doing in this sequence. So twist to your right, and with your left hand, reach down and grab the outer shin. Just step your right hand out to the right. So just grab the outer shin somewhere, and with that right hand out to the right, go ahead and push down and a little bit forward and start to lift your right shoulder. And then with the left hand, pull a little bit. So bend the elbow, pull a little bit, and that's going to take you more into your twist. It's going to start to rotate your rib cage. Now from there, drive down through your legs, drive down through your feet. Now lift your side waist up and turn to your right. So no, we're not coming into the forward fold for this sequence. We're just going to do the opposite of that. So do more of like you're doing a back bend. So drive your legs down, lift and turn to the right. And then go back through center and straight over to the other side. So now with the right hand, grab the outer shin, step your left hand behind you. Drive your legs down first, so power them up, and then lift and turn to your left. So really use the legs to access that lift that comes up through the center of your body. So that means push out through your feet, push the thighs down into the floor, lift and turn. All right, and then as you exhale, release that side. Go back to the first side. But now with the left hand, reach a little bit farther down the leg and grab closer to your outer ankle and do the same work here. So once you go more into that forward fold, then lift and turn. Go away from that forward fold. So drive down through your legs, lift and rotate. Complete your exhale, come back through center, go straight to the second side. So reach down, see if you can grab your outer ankle, and then drive your legs down, lift and turn. Complete your exhale, come back through center, go to the first side again. This time grab your outer foot if you can, and if that is too far, put your belt around your foot and then just hold on to the belt. Do the same work here. Go ahead and drive your legs down, lift and turn to your right. Release on an exhale, go to the second side, so last time through. So right hand, reach down and grab the outer foot. Really use that left hand. Come up onto the fingertips, lift and turn to your left. Complete the exhale, untwist. And then bend your knees, bring the soles of your feet together. Now from here, this one's very not a traditional thing to do in the yoga world, so just bear with me. Take your feet fairly wide. So bring the soles of your feet to the floor, bring your feet fairly wide. This is pretty common in like the movement world. It's called a 90-90 sit, I believe. Step your hands behind you and then just lower both your knees to the left. Now from here, go ahead and step your right hand just out in front of that left knee. But now keep turning to your left. Keep turning to your left, keep turning to your left. And then at a diagonal, a little bit behind you, reach your right hand back there as far as it can go. And then lift and turn your chest, just like you did, but now the leg positioning is a little bit different. So instead of folding forward like you might typically do in a 90-90 sit, I want you to actually lift your chest up and turn. So almost like you're doing a back bend. So feel as if you're doing a back bend here. And then once you complete that breath, come back through center and just go to the second side. All right. So turn to the right, step your left hand out there pretty far out of diagonal there. And then maybe step it in a little bit so you can lift your chest up and turn to your right. So I want you to create this feeling as if you're like doing an up dog kind of position here. So keep lifting your chest up. All right, untwist it. Cross your right shin in front of your left shin. So a simple cross-legged seated position. And then turn, what would that be? Turn to your left. Put your right hand in the sole of your right foot and step your left hand just out there to the side. Now with your right hand, pull on your right foot, lift and turn to your left. Come back through center, turn the other way, left hand onto your right knee, and then lift and turn. So step your right hand behind you, lift and turn. So you don't have to play tug of war at all, just lift and turn, rotate gently. And then untwist, switch the crossing of your legs. So left shin in front of right. Twist to your right, put your left hand inside the sole of your left foot, and lift and turn to your right. So use your left hand, pull with your left hand, bend your elbow, push with your right hand, switch sides, right hand, grab onto your left knee, pull, and then left hand, push forward, turn. Untwist. Downward facing dog. Once in down dog, bend your knees a little bit. Lift your sitting bones, lift your hips, push your hands forward. Move your upper back in to the body. Then stretch your legs straighter. Walk forward to a standing forward bend at the top edge of your mat. Lift part way up, look forward, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Stand up, reach up, inhale. Release your arms, exhale, gaze forward.